Welcome to the metropolis, the big city. This is where tech, trends, and culture meet. Meet the people. See the sights. Walk the city streets. And experience the lifestyle. This is your first-class ticket to the cities of the world. Cairo, one of the world's greatest megacities, Cairo. It is rich in its historic finery, while at the same time known for its extremely hot weather, traffic, and yes, noise and air pollution. While it is perhaps the city that tourists both love and hate, the experience makes it rather worth the challenges. It's got history that spans centuries, the city is full of vigor, and Cairo is the place to be when you're looking to experience the Egyptian street life. It is, in fact, where the only surviving wonder of the ancient world is. No words can describe the majestic view of the three 5,000-year-old pyramids on the Giza Plateau. One of the most popular ones is the King's Chamber, considered one of the deepest man-made silences on Earth. Of course, you can't miss the Sphinx. It is both an enormous sight and an overwhelming experience you will never forget. It serves as the guard of the pyramids with its lion body and pharaoh face. It is certainly an iconic monument of the ancient world. You can take hours-long camel rides to get through the pyramids. Despite the heat, dust, and other hurdles while traveling, it is definitely worth it. The pyramids of Cheops, also called the Great Pyramid or the Pyramid of Khufu, is the largest pyramid of the Giza group. You can explore the mysterious interiors of its narrow passages. There's also the Solar Boat Museum behind it, where you will see the ceremonial solar barks that's amazingly been restored to its original glory. On the south, there's a Pyramid of Khafre, which is also known as the Pyramid of Khafre. It also has an internal tunnel that invites you to explore it. Finally, there's the smaller Pyramid of Mycerinus, or the Pyramid of Menkaure. When it comes to shopping, you must visit Khan el-Khalili, which is considered to have one of the world's greatest shopping experiences. Its narrow alleyways have been established since 1400 AD, and up to now is still up and about with all sorts of trade, from tiny stores to cluttered workshops. For sports and recreation, find tennis courts around the south of Jazeera or ride the stables at the sports club. The Cairo Tower, built in 1961 by President Nasser, offers you an amazing view of the sunset at its observation deck. Istanbul, definitely a glory of the world. Istanbul bridges two continents, marries civilizations that highlights the best of the Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman empires. Take a look and see. Perhaps the most popular among tourists is taking the Bosphorus cruise in Istanbul. They say a trip to the city won't be complete without taking this route. It provides a majestic overview of the city, taking both European and Asian shores. You'll see century-old places and mansions to marvel at. There are also several options of cruises to take for your convenience. The Hagia Sophia is definitely a sight to see too. It's a splendid church-turned-mosque-turned-museum that's considered one of the world's greatest architectural treasures. Also head over to the Archaeology Museum in Istanbul. It is considered one of the city's hidden gems, displaying one of the world's richest collections of classical antiquities. Here, you'll find the marvelous sarcophagus of Alexander the Great, depicting important phases of his life, the blue-tiled Karaman Marab, the beautiful tiled pavilion, and the Treaty of Kadesh, which is known as the world's earliest surviving peace treaty. When it comes to shopping, Istanbul has its Grand Bazaar. You can go bargain hunting to your heart's delight. It is over 500 years old, but still one of the largest covered bazaars in the world. Locals visit the place every day to shop and bargain like pros. The Grand Bazaar is also known for its carpets, leather, ceramic, jewelry, plus souvenirs you can bring home. Not to be missed are the local markets that will allow you a taste of different cultures of continents. Turkey's kitchen is in fact known to be the richest of all. Their dishes are known to be made with only fresh produce. Plus, you can buy the ingredients firsthand at the local markets. Then, of course, you can't miss the Galata Tower. It is one other way to see the best of the city. You'll get a 360-degree panoramic view of Istanbul. Its very high tower also has a restaurant and cafe for you to dine in at the 9th floor. Feel free to enjoy the view and the food too. Definitely a great way to see, experience, and absorb the beauty that is Istanbul. Seoul. We give you a tour to the soul of South Korea's Seoul City. It's the destination that offers tourists endless shopping and dining experiences, a dose of fun and entertainment, its ages-old traditions, history, and unique culture. For the first-timer, get a quick introduction through the city via the Seoul City Bus Tour. It's the top recommended way to see Seoul on your first day. It will speed through Seoul's top city highlights, which you can view during the day or in the evening. It's time to visit the arts and festival scene of South Korea. Of course, Korea is popular for its history and tradition, but Seoul has just a lot of modern, international, and contemporary events to offer. There's always a regular listing of festivals and performances in the city, as well as exhibits on display at the art museums. Done sightseeing? Time for shopping! Seoul is in fact known for all the shopping, cultural events aside. The Koreans actually refer to window shopping as eye shopping. The top places to visit are Insadong, Apgujeong, Myeongdong, Dongdaemun, and Itaewon. Fan of Korean dramas and K-pop? Well, Seoul is definitely the place for that. Seoul is the popular capital of Hallyu, or the Korean wave in pop culture. And the city is teeming with items to adorn your K-pop fandom with. Then there are the Korean traditional markets. BB creams and bibimbap aside, this is the place to experience the traditional Korea. This is where you can buy traditional products such as the hanbok, ginseng, or electronics. Practically everything is sold there. There are also food stalls that offer Korean food, such as blood sausage, bindaetyeok or deep-fried Korean pancakes, kimbap, naekyeoli, among others. Also a must-visit is the Namsan Seoul Tower. It's an iconic landmark that offers the best spot to see the entire Seoul. It has a warm, luminescent glow at night. The tower also has a revolving restaurant, which is a popular place to dine for touring couples. Namsan Seoul Tower is also where couples will find the famous locks of love and can leave their own too. Delhi. India's capital, Delhi is known for its captivating sights and rich history. The city is beautified with mosques, forts, and monuments, and the popular landscaped gardens. There is the bustling Old Delhi and the well-planned New Delhi, each with their own attractions and both worth the exploration. One of the most popular in Delhi is the Jama Masjid Mosque. You must catch the breathtaking view of Old Delhi that you'll see from the top of the minaret in the mosque. The long and winding strenuous climb to the stairs will all be worth it. The Jama Masjid is indeed a treasure of the old city and is the largest mosque in India. It was built in 1650 and in fact took 13 years to build. The Red Fort, Delhi's most famous monument, is one of the most popular remnants of the Mughal emperor's rule. It stands for a stretch of up to over 2 kilometers or 1.2 miles. It was built in 1638 to keep out invaders from entering the city. The Red Fort is a great way to see the very ancient historic side of the city. Another historical site worth a visit is Gandhi Smriti. It is where Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, was assassinated on January 30, 1948. The legendary man lived in the house for 144 days up until the time of his death. You can visit these places as they are open to the public. Historical feats aside, there are also many places in Delhi for sports, recreation, food, and shopping. There is also the Chandni Chowk, the main street of Old Delhi. It's a shocking contrast to the wide, orderly streets of New Delhi. Vehicles of all sorts crowd the space. With the pedestrians and animals, there are cars, cycle-rickshaws, and hand-pulled carts everywhere you look. But the trip is worth the narrow, winding lines full of things to buy: affordable jewelry, fabrics, and electronics. Plus, you can also sample the local street food here. Last but not least are of course the famous Lodi Gardens. It's a fitting balance to the bustling city life in Old and New Delhi. It's a serene retreat from city life, a place to rest, reflect, and relieve yourself from a tiring trip. Tourists also visit to see the birds, eat along the restaurants, or simply enjoy the nature escape. Shanghai. The most prosperous city in China, Shanghai. It is in fact the largest city, teeming with vigor and vitality. Shanghai may not be the typical destination, brimming with sightseeing venues, but it's definitely got a lot to offer in experience. For one, you can choose to cruise along the Huangpu River and stroll along the Bund. The Bund is known for its marvelous display of Shanghai's classic skyline views. You can also witness the rare treasures of the city at the Shanghai Museum. It has a vast collection of rare cultural relics, reaching up to 120,000 pieces on display. Most popular are its beautifully decorated bronzes, which reach up to 400 pieces. Want to see the city with a bird's eye view? Then head over the World Financial Center, the 5th tallest building in the world. It will give you the best elevated views in the Shanghai metropolitan. You can view the scenery from various floors, but a must-visit is the Skywalk, which is the world's highest observatory. This is perhaps the best spot you can be in the middle of Shanghai. It's definitely where you should be if you're watching the sunrise or the sunset. Now, for a dining experience you'll never forget, try the revolving restaurant at the famous Oriental Pearl TV Tower. The building is in fact an outstanding landmark, and the revolving hotel is a popular tourist destination. You can also view the Chinese metropolis from above through its space module, its highest observatory level set at 350 meters or 1,148 feet from above the ground. The attractive building has 3 legs, 11 spheres, and 15 observatory levels. Meanwhile, take a break from the city's modern wonders and stroll around in Zhujiajiao. Zhujiajiao Watertown offers a relaxing ambiance and view. You can opt to stroll around by foot or take the boat or a ferry ride to see and appreciate the rows of canals, bridges, and genius architecture in this old water town in Shanghai. One of the most popular is the Fangsheng Bridge. It is the largest arch bridge in Shanghai. Finally, complete your experience with a walking tour and shopping along Nanjing Road. It is the place to be to experience the hustle and bustle of Chinese trade. Mexico City. It's got cultural attractions and a gastronomy scene you won't be able to resist. Aside from the sights to see and things to do, Mexico is hailed for many other achievements. In the city, crime is down and the air is clean. Plus, the capital city has already gone through many achievements. Its commute system is very efficient and accessible too. It's got a green movement that balances out the modernity of the metropolis. Biking is very much welcome here, that on weekends, some roads are closed to make way for cyclists. Inviting, with pep and vigor and buzzing with energy, Mexico City is definitely one to get to know. Mexico City's historic center includes Coyoacan, which is the original settlement for the conquistadores. Today, it has become an enclave of artists and writers such as Frida and Diego, and it exudes colonial charm. A worthy place to visit is Zocalo, which is the center of the city. It is a vast plaza flanked by the Cathedral of Mexico City, the National Palace, and the Colonial Arcade. Zocalo is in fact one of the world's largest city squares. Also nearby are a cluster of vendors. Among their products are shawls, knitted sweaters, pottery, beaded jewelry, and intricately carved figures in stone, obsidian, and all manners of trinkets. Calle Madero is a pedestrian destination that connects the Zocalo with other iconic places. You'll find the Banco Nacional de Mexico nearby. Within the greenery of Bosque de Chapultepec, Mexico's Central Park is the Castillo de Chapultepec. It is called the Castillo de Chapultepec and is one of the city's gems. It is known for its gilded rooms, sweeping marble staircases, sprawling terraces, and Versailles-like carriages. One of the world's great museums is the National Museum of Anthropology. It features one of the most important collections of hard-to-find pre-Hispanic artifacts. Other noteworthy places include the Frida Kahlo Museum. Then, there's also the Diego Rivera Studio, where you'll see brushes, jars of pigments, and skeletons of demonic figures there. Mexico City is also a place to eat. Must-tries include enchiladas, short ribs or turkey, tostadas, carnitas de pescado, and other seafood creations. The city is a good place to enjoy the scene, the people, and culture as you dine. There is simply a bevy of culinary feats in Mexico City. Osaka. There's just so much to learn, see, and do. Osaka has a population of about 2.5 million. Often, Osaka is considered the anti-capital of Japan, where Tokyo is its capital. It is the central metropolis of the Kansai region and the largest of the Osaka, Kobe, Kyoto trio. However way you regard the city, there are many opportunities for you to discover it. Enter the city and you'll immediately get a feel of its commercial-centric vibe. To be able to tour around it better, know how the city is divided into 24 wards. There's Kita, the newer center of the city. Umeda is where the main terminal is located. You'll find the huge department stores and boutiques there, as well as theaters for entertainment. Just look for the shops clustered around the JR Osaka Station and Umeda Station. Namba is the main railway station, also surrounded with department stores and endless places for shopping. Meanwhile, Minami is the traditional commercial and cultural center of Osaka. It is further broken down into two wards, Chuo and Naniwa. Shinsaibashi and Hori are the fashion wards, while Dotonbori is the best place for eating and dining. Semba is where you will find the business districts of Yodoyabashi, Duojima, and Homachi, as well as the financial district of Kitahama. Tennoji is the area around the main subway stations and rail lines. The ward was named after the historical Shitennoji Temple. You'll also find the zoo and the park here, as well as the Tsutenkaku Tower. Then there's the Shinsekai, known as the amusement area in the old days. Of course, there's the Osaka Castle, one of the most visited tourist attractions in Japan. Kyobashi nearby is where you will find the Osaka Business Park. The north includes the Shin Osaka and Juso wards, while the east houses Osaka's suburbs. The southern suburbs of Osaka, containing various districts, which has the Sumiyoshi Taisha Grand Shrine. And finally, the Bay Area is where you'll see the gigantic facilities. It's time for us to go! Pack your bags and get your tickets ready. And we'll see you on the next destination. Catch us again next time on Cities of the World.